Well, good morning, Wheatley Baptist Church. It's Pastor Dave with our weekly update for the week of May the 3rd. This is a Tuesday as I'm recording this, and so my prayer, as it is at the start of every week, is for you as you're walking and journeying through these times. My prayer is that this week has gotten off to be a good start for you. You know, I was doing some reading earlier this week, and I came across this article that talked about breaking down the word gospel. And I'm sure most of you that are watching this, if not all of you, understand that word gospel really means good news. And it just got me thinking about these words, good and new. I think what I really cling to during these times is the fact that what is both good and new about the good news is this absolutely audacious claim, that Jesus didn't simply tell us that God loves us, even in our wickedness and even in our broken and fallen state, and not that he just wants us to love each other in the same way that God loves us, but that if we allow that, if we open our hearts to that, the absolutely amazing thing is that God comes in and actually brings about the change that might be necessary for us in our heart, really, to be able to figure out how to love those around us and how to serve those around us. And that is just absolutely good news. I have to tell you that, because it's like there's this mysterious thing that happens when we open our heart to Jesus, and Jesus really comes alongside us and lives alongside us. He's not like a haunting memory of the past. The outlandish part of this is that there's this holy and invisible power of the Spirit through Jesus that works, not just through the sacraments, but really all these different hidden ways, and ways that I think we probably won't even understand until we get to be with him in glory, that really takes a broken human being like me and makes me whole, and beyond anything that I could ever do on my own. And I just think about, the goodness in that and the newness in that. The gospel is not just good and it's not just new, but if we take it seriously, it's absolutely empowering. And boy, don't we need that during this time. And so I just wanted to pass that along to you this morning to encourage you with that. Be mindful of that this week. Think about his goodness and think about his newness, especially as we start to contemplate the world, the economy, businesses, even churches starting to take steps towards reopening. We're going to need a lot of the good news in the coming days. As is becoming our custom, I take this opportunity to share some specific announcements with you. So I want to do that this morning. Just running down the calendar, reminder, Wednesday evening is our Bible study at 6:30 p.m. We do that on the Zoom platform. And I just wanted to say a word about that. I know there has been some really disturbing news about hackers breaking into the Zoom platform. And so I want to encourage you that we take steps already. We have a premium Zoom account that has some security attached to it. We also use a specific password that a hacker would need to know to get into that. But just to be extra safe, in the past, I have been putting a link on our website directly into that Zoom meeting. I've done that to try and make that easy for you to be able to access, but we're going to stop doing that. And so the the link that goes into that Zoom meeting will be coming along in the email that you normally get about Bible study, and that'll help us control who actually gets access into that Zoom meeting. As always, if you have any difficulties with that, if you haven't joined us yet and you're thinking about doing that, I would really encourage you to join us. There's no problem jumping in the middle, so to speak. You won't be out of place the way this study works. So we'd just be overjoyed to have any of you come join us. We have a few people popping up new every week, and that's absolutely wonderful. Also, we continue with our prayer night. So Thursday night, 7 p.m. on Facebook, where the United Church and the Hope Center and ourselves join together, sometimes with an extra guest and sometimes not, to pray for our community. I'll tell you, it's one of the things that we just hear continuously over and over again from people that we encounter out in the community is that night of prayer. And more people don't watch that on Thursday at 7 p.m. Than do watch that somewhere else during the week. And so we're just overjoyed that's something people find helpful. And so we're going to continue with that for the time being. Our worship service, as always, you'll find that on our webpage and on Facebook. Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. I try and get that up earlier than 10 a.m. This week is Mother's Day, a wonderful day to celebrate mothers. And today that word mother takes on so many different connotations. And so we're going to bring you a special message. So there's a little bit of mystery and surprise for you in this coming week, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. So I really encourage you to tune in this Sunday morning and watch our Mother's Day message. While I'm talking about worship services too, one of the things I would just continue to ask, and a number of you have been very good about this, and you've been very gracious with us too. We still want your feedback. How can we make these worship services more encouraging, more accessible, more specific to the context that we're in? There's lots of schools of thought that say we should make those feel like a worship service in the church sanctuary, and then there's other schools of thought that say that's the last thing you should be doing. We're doing some blending of that, and a lot of that is based off the feedback that you have given us. So I just encourage you to keep the feedback coming. I read, and then we talk about that at a bunch of different levels in the church organization. So thank you for doing that, but please don't stop sending in your feedback about that. Also, those of you that are church members, you were involved in our budget vote. We've got the results of that in, and so Brian Walker and I are going to do another financial update video. We hope to have that up Thursday morning for you, that will discuss not just the results of our vote, but also kind of the next steps in where we're going with our financial plan for the church for this coming year. So please be on the lookout for that. We'll make sure that comes to you through an email with a link to our website as well. And then finally, you're starting, I know, because a number of you are talking to us about this, you're starting to hear about the May 16th miracle, where a number of different organizations are coming together, which are going to offer opportunities to provide support to our local food banks. The desire is this is the largest food drive in the history of Chatham-Kent. I know just talking with Susan, there's over 1,000 volunteers signed up across Chatham-Kent, and we have a number of those signed up as Wheatley Baptist Church is going to be one of the depots for this area. So if you're interested in, and some of you have done this already, so thank you, but if you're interested in volunteering for that day, I just invite you to go to may16miracle.com. So it should be on the bottom of your screen there, may16miracle.com, and you'll be able to sign up as a volunteer. We need you to do that at that site so we can keep track of that. If you have any difficulties with that, just give an email or a call into the church, and we can help you get set up with that. That's going to be a fun day, but it's going to be very, very important to help stock the pantries for really the tsunami of help requirement that we expect to come in the coming months. So if nothing else, please put that on your prayer list and just pray that God's hand of provision shows up in a mighty, mighty way as He is known to do for us. Friends, that's all the announcements that I have for today. I just encourage you to stay perseverant. I encourage you to stay very mindful of how the Lord is working in your life this week. We love you. We miss you. And we'll see you soon. Blessings.